first. Okay. All right. Thanks for being on, guys. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Katrina Scott. I am the tenacious side of Tenaciously Fierce. Melissa and I are co-founders, I guess you'd say, of our team. And I know I hardly do team calls since we joined a year ago, but I had some important stuff in working on one-on-one with my coaches that I told her I'd be happy to host a team call, and since we're getting ready to go on this amazing vacation, she's leaving tomorrow, I'm not leaving till tomorrow night, that I'd be happy to do it. So there you go. So what we're going to talk about tonight is being a self-directed learner so that you can be a self-directed coach. And this is a huge one for me, and mostly because I run two businesses, my photography business as well as being a highly ranked coach. That, Mason, if you're going to play in here, you have to be quiet. Remember, buddy? You broke Siki. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into the meat of it. So in order to be a self-directed learner, you should ask yourself 10 questions when you're jumping into something. And the first one, this is my take on it, so you guys can totally revamp this how you do it, or, to how you want to do it. But I ask myself 10 questions. So what do I think? And that could be like about the beach bars, about the performance line, about Shakeology, about our workouts. Whatever you're going to turn around and make a post about, you should ask yourself at least 5 of these questions. This will help you create a post that's engaging, that isn't copying and pasting from another coach, and you're going to get more traffic. Now, I think you guys have probably heard me post about it or pop in live. I don't run my business pretty much ever on social media. Every once in a while, I'll make a post once a week or show my food or whatever, and I have never missed maybe in my 4 years as a coach, I think I've missed Success Club 3 times once I started working the business. I started as a discount coach. So ask yourself when you're putting together any type of material and what you want to learn about is, what do I think about this? I think that's a given. But don't give yourself a one-word answer. Like, really, what do I think about this? What do you know about it already? What can you answer like off the top of your head about whatever you're talking about? And what else do I want to know? So the bars was a good one because I'm like, I know they taste good. I know where they fit in my macros and micros. I know their container count. I think, Nathan, remember what we talked about? I thought I knew pretty much everything I would need to know about the bars. But so what do I know about this already? Or what else do I want to know about it? Was the breakdown of carbohydrates is a good one for those of us who really count our macros and micros, because fiber is a carb. And I may be going over everyone's head, but I'm just giving you an example. If there's 14 carbs, this is Mason. If there's 14 carbs in one of those bars, then you have to subtract those 4 fiber carbs, right? So that's only leaving you 10 carbs. Now this is a huge, this is a huge equation that breaks down, because then you have to take the calories and divide it. So that was my thing, is like, what are the total dietary carbs that are empty carbs, we'd say. And once I figured that out, there are less than 1 empty carb. So everything, all those 14 carbs in that bar are burnable carbs. When I could sell that to all the people in the gym and start talking about, of course I took them in as samples. I had like 4 people want to sign up right there just on HD of bars. So that's what I'm saying, like, find something. Even if you think you know everything about it, what else do you want to know? Because there's something else out there that you need to know. Do I have any, like, the next question is like, do I have any other ideas about this, of what I want to do with this or how I want to market this? Quiet time, buddy. I lose my train of thought when you talk, honey. How can I find out more? So I had to I got into my B-Step group and I was like, okay, I know there's some huge long equation. How can we make the short of it to figure out what's a burnable carb? And I got the equation. So know your resources, know where to find that, and always ask yourself how or what can I find out that's over and above. And then another thing I ask myself in almost every situation of being a self-directed learner is, do I invest in myself? In other words, in personal development books, in business seminars. Mason Allen, I am on a call and I should not have to talk to you like this. Okay? Thank you. And other materials, like did you buy extra beach bars to give out as samples or giveaways? You can do that with Recover, Energize, or Value. Like, do you invest in what you're talking about? That's a huge one, because people are going to want to try those bars before they buy them, especially at the price. And that was the next thing is, everyone that I talked to on the 3-bar HD at 119 was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, just do the math. It's $260 a bar. A kind bar is more than that. You can get on after, okay, and tell them everything you want to tell them. So always have a mentor and know who you can ask. If you're going to be selling, or especially as a new coach, in there, know your resources as far as the back office. Have other groups outside of our team page, buddy up with a Success Club partner, something like that, so you always have someone else you can ask. Like I said, when I was worried about the carbohydrates in that bar, I went to my B-Step group and was like, is it a simple carb? Is it a burnable carb? Like, how can I figure it out to sell it? Because these people that eat on Atkins and keto are going to freak out about 14 grams of carbs. So those are just my examples, but know who else you can ask that is very knowledgeable on your topic. And I always ask myself, can I tell my client enough about it, like about Shakeology? My last girl that ordered from me, I was like, there's prebiotics and probiotics, which, I knew that she shopped at the health food store, that she drinks apple cider vinegar all the time. By me knowing that there's a prebiotic in Shakeology, it was a huge selling point for her. And she's like, those are so hard to find and they're so expensive. And I'm like, that's why Shakeology is at its price point, is because it has X, Y, and Z, prebiotics, probiotics, and 4 cups of cauliflower, and I went down the list of everything. So by knowing that, if I can tell myself enough about it to where I'm blue in the face and annoyed, there isn't a client that's going to cross my path that I don't know enough about the product, to battle the situation. Of course, in anything you do, ask yourself why. So that's my question number 9. I ask myself. And what do you want is always number 10. Like with the bars, what did I want with the launch of the bars? Did I want to sell 300 boxes of bars? Did I want 4 customers on HD? Knowing what I wanted and setting a goal helped me know where I was going to direct those sales. And I did that with the performance line. I still do. I do it with challenge packs. I do it with coaches. I do it with everything I want. If I know what I want, and I know what I want to happen with that, like with Joel's new program. Mason, I will. Yes. Yes, you may. Thank you for asking. Sorry, guys. With Joel's new program that's going to launch, what do I want with that? I know I want to hit all those people in the gym that are hitting classes, right? That are, you can't open it. That's Beachbody Monopoly. No, don't open it. I'm keeping it. Thank you, though. You said if you could have the bobblehead. I'm so sorry, guys. What do I want with Joel's program? I want to hit all those people that are going to boot camp type classes at the gym, because I still bring my Beachbody to the gym, because as you can see, I don't get away from my littles very often. I want to go to the gym. And when I bring things like 80 Day Obsession and even 21 Day Fix, back to the gym, I always have people ask me like, hey, what are you doing, in the gym? And I'm like, well, you could pay that guy over there $100 an hour, or you could pay $100 a year and just bring your phone with you, and then you can start. So I want to hit the fitness classes, the people that think by going to boot camp they're getting a better workout than by bringing their phone. And then I have my ways of marketing that. So where all that comes in with as asking yourself those questions on how you're going to market your business is keeping yourself motivated, self-directed, and moving forward. Because if you can answer those questions, you guys, there isn't a refute or a rebuttal that's going to come to you in the sales of the business that you won't be able to explain, because you've already answered all those questions to yourself before you started, right? So when you become a self-directed learner and you apply those principles to anything that you do, you can then work from home, right? That's what I do with both businesses. And working from home definitely has its benefits. And as you can see right now with my little one, there's some cons, right? So yeah, I work from home majority of the time, and yeah, there's no traffic. I can drink as much coffee as I want. I don't have to rush out in the morning and be ready and look amazing. You need to wait a moment. No, honey, this is all mom's stuff in her office for a reason, and that's why you were going to be downstairs with brother, remember? So working from home, it's so easy to get distracted, right? There's dishes in the sink, there's laundry, whatever, and you're going to try and multitask throughout the day. So what I've found, and then don't throw in being a mom, because you can see you're sidetracked 9 times out of 10 just because they're talking to you and they're up in your space. It doesn't happen at the office, right? But for me, a huge part of balancing all that is being organized. And it's a lot easier said than done, for sure. But not only being organized, but staying on task. So for me, it's balance. And that's the success of being a work-at-home mom, because your kids are going 5,000 directions, your business is going 5,000 directions. And if I didn't have a huge calendar on my wall telling what everyone was doing at every given moment, from both businesses, both kids, my husband's out of town every day of the week except Sunday, I would probably have a freak out. But I hold it together pretty well with balance. And I'm going to go over 5 things that I really use in order to keep structure, balance, and organization in my chaos that I call my home. So it does take extra effort to stay organized when you work in your living space. So try to be as organized as possible. But the number one thing, and studies have shown this, and you've probably heard this because everyone I say this to laughs, but prepare yourself for your work day, right? Like, you're your own CEO, you're your own boss. We all go over this, but don't just roll out of bed, do your workout, and then go to work. On the days you want to be really successful, you need to get dressed. That's the number one thing you have to do in order to make this work. And I was notorious. I'm just editing today, I'm not going to get dressed. Just don't stay in your PJs. If you want to wear leggings, I'm not saying you got to get jeans and put your makeup on or any of that. Just change the leggings. It's a total mental thing that Stanford has done multiple studies on. And the richest people in the world say that they sometimes get up and even get right back into pajamas, but they change from what they slept in. So if you want to wear leggings on your beach body day, or if you only have a day, or if you only have a few hours in the morning or whatever, great. Just don't wear the ones you slept in. So change them. And make yourself think like you're going to the office. Make yourself your cup of coffee. Well, first we're going to get up, change, whatever, brush our teeth, wash our face, whatever your morning routine is, and grab your cup of coffee and then walk down the hallway. Sit at your computer, not in a space where you do other living type stuff. So that's another thing, is you have to set a workspace. The counter's not going to work because life is happening all around you all of the time. I don't care if it's the closet or maybe it's your bedroom, maybe it's even in your bed. I don't care, but it has to be where life is not happening also, because you're never going to just focus on what's right there. We already have so many distractions. We work on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all these social media outlets that have constant distractions happening. Don't let your workspace be a distraction, okay? And use Facebook and all those social media outlets to only do your posts. And we'll get into more of how you need to structure your day. One day I'll go live and show you a power hour of how I do that. Use scrolling as your reward for finishing a task. That's what I do. I'm like, you don't get to wake up and scroll Facebook. That's not how it works. You got to get some shit done first. So yes, set your workspace and make it different from where your living space is, if at all possible. So that's actually number 2. So number 3 is set deliverables. And that's what's going to hold you accountable and set expectations, not only for yourself, but for your clients. And as your business grows, people are going to message you at all hours of the day and expect a response. So if you set what you're willing to deliver and when, then like me, I'm like, I'm not on social media all the time. I don't do it that way. My clients know that, you know, they're like, yeah, I meet with almost every single one of my clients once a week for their first 30 days. And that's my deliverable. But don't think you're going to message me on Facebook at 2 a.m. and I'm going to respond, because it's just not going to happen. I'm probably working my other business at that time. But anyway, and on that deliverable, plan your week ahead. I use Sunday night and I look at like my week and I'm like, Monday, I'm going to bust this out, this out, this out. I have to message, 20 follow-ups, 20 new people, hit all my happy birthday messages, all those types of things. So plan what you're going to do on Sunday night, and that allows you to plan your week so you know what you can accomplish and what you're willing to deliver to yourself and to everyone else that has an expectation of you. That is a huge contributor to your goals. So how I do my monthly goals is I set these huge goals, like I want to recruit 5 coaches and hit Success Club 10 and whatever, make $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever. And I reverse engineer those goals down to weekly and daily. And that's where your deliverables are going to come in. You only have so many hours in the day to plug those in, and that's where it's going to happen. So, you guys, quiet. Another tidbit I've found that has been super helpful, and I found this through my photo business, but it works really well with Beachbody also, is if I only have a 3-hour window to work Beachbody today or an hour, I never leave off at like the end of a chapter, let's say. Writers do this a lot. I always leave off kind of Maddox, you're distracting me. I leave off in like mid-project, right? So that when I sit down on my next interval of time, there's no, what am I supposed to do? It's like it's up on the computer. We're already in the middle of it. And it might even be a follow-up message to a client, right? Because then the juju is running. You sit down and your little window's open that says, hey girl, I noticed you wanted, and more information on the bars. That might be the first sentence I type out. So when I sit back down, excuse me, out of this room. When I sit down to that message, the first sentence is already there. So then I'm just continuing on, and I can do 20 more follow-ups that much faster than if I was like, okay, what was I going to follow up on? Oh, who was I going to follow up with? No, I'm a firm believer of Tony's no wasted time. I do not waste time. There is not an ounce in my life where I can waste a minute. I'm driving in the car and personal development's on, etc. That one is a huge one. Leave. When you're going to leave, it always feels good to leave on a completed note. But when you come back to it, it takes that much longer to get started. So end in the middle of a task. That helps me anyway. So number 4 is a hard one for me. And I've tried this 1,000 different ways and I still can't figure it out. So if you guys do, let me know how it works. But it's very important to set time boundaries. And it's on my, 7 wonders of the world list of business, because I could work 24/7, 365 with, forever between both businesses, really. But once I get going, you guys, you're being very good, but it's too loud. So set yourself dedicated time blocks. And what I mean is when you're going to be on the clock and off the clock. And it's not like business hours as far as this is when I'm open or whatever, but if you really time block your time, and if you haven't read the 12-week year, you better go buy it right now and learn how to time block, because time is so precious, guys. I cannot even begin to tell you. If you want this business to be successful and you only have a few hours of, because you work another job or you've got 5 kids. Who isn't muted? Okay, there we go. You've got to learn to time block. That's my biggest, So I can time block. I just don't set time boundaries. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll work on this project for 3 hours. And 6 hours later, I'm like, wait, what? I got to pick my kid up from school. I only changed out of my pajamas today because it's one of the things I really make myself do. So set your time boundaries and then work your lulls. If you have little guys and you have nap time or school hours, for me, I'm always like, that's my gym time, because my work hours are at home with my boys. So my gym time, but I still consider that work, is a very slim window. My kid only goes to school 2 days a week from 8 to noon. So all that time is blocked, okay? We're going to do this for an hour, this for 15 minutes, this for 45 minutes. And if I stick to it, I can bust out unbelievable madness, okay? So make sure you work your lulls, whether it's your lunch break, nap time, school hours, and try really hard to not let those time blocks that you do set aside encroach on your family time, because your family will hate you or hate Beachbody, And I learned that the hard way the first year of working the business, my second year as a coach, and that was the year I went elite out of the gate. I started as an emerald, and I was like, I went 5-star diamond. And my husband's like, yeah, where have you been for 6 months? And it was easy for me because he was working out of town. But even on his 1 day a week home, I was like, oh no, it's the last day of the month. Tomorrow's the first. I got to get this done. And it really, really encroached onto our family time. And that's when I started setting some sort of a boundaries and learning to time block. And now it's better, but I'm still like, I'll put the kids to bed and stay up till 2 in the morning. And so I need to be better at my time boundaries. But if you can do it, amazing. Yes, don't let it encroach on your family time, but make the most of your time, whether it's 1 hour or 3 hours, and you can do that with time blocking. I just want to mention to you guys that the to-do list really never ends, because tomorrow's a new day. There's 20 more follow-ups, 20 more invites, or whatever numbers you guys use. I use 20. There's double day workouts. There's meal prep. There's, the other thing we do called life, like being a mom, being a wife, all those other things that go along with every day. So just know that if you can create a balance with these 5 things I gave you, it will help with your productivity in your business, and you'll feel more purposeful in life, opposed to just flying by the seat of your pants or hanging from limb to limb or time block to time block, right? Really focus, designate that space, and apply those 5 things, setting your time boundaries and getting ready for work every day. Doesn't have to be much, right? We work behind a computer, but doing the little steps will help you do everything in a self-directed manner. And Melissa and I are always here for you to answer questions, but the FAQs in the back office is huge. Everything's on YouTube. Everything, you Google it, guess what? Google is the next best thing since sliced bread. It's there. Today I was Googling Beachbody family shirts because I want something to wear to the airport that's like, stay calm. My wife's a Beachbody coach. Stay calm. My mom's a Beachbody coach. And then I'm like, yeah, stay calm. I'm the Beachbody coach. Google had that kind of stuff on there. So yeah, we're about out of time. You guys don't have to hear about my craziness about that. But if you have any questions, I'll unmute you guys. Feel free to ask anything while we have time. If we run out of time, send them in chat or message me. I'm always here. I always answer those. Yeah, I know I'm kind of like the sleeper of the group. Every once in a while I'll just chime in and say, no bullshit excuses. And everyone's like, who's that girl? But I'm here to help in any way I can. Thanks, Jen. Hello. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for listening and taking time out of your evening for me. Okay, what is this? I just sold a challenge pack unexpectedly at the baseball field. Yay, Melissa. It is family time, but it happens. It's the way to do it. Jen's watching us all. So no questions about time blocking. I made a few graphics, and instead of screen sharing, because it gets crazy, I'll post them in the team page under the recorded call so you guys can see my little printouts. They're pretty, about the 10 questions you should ask yourself about whatever you're doing, really. I use it in all aspects of my life, but I apply it mostly to my business. And then my five organizational business builders for self-directed learners. Oh, you want time block info? Yes, for sure. I can totally put some of that together. 12-week year is going to get it on Audible. I also have the hard copy. That's my stack of personal development books in the windowsill. Love it. It will totally change your world, but I will put together how I time block by priority. That will help you big time. Yeah, I can put that together on the plane tomorrow and post in here. Let me make a note because they said I'd do it. Anything else, you guys? Just time blocking. Okay. Leah, how's it going for Classic? I need to order my damn suit.
Oh, don't even remind me of that.
But your heels look amazing, so it's good.
Yeah, I'm going to at least have heels. I might not have anything to wear.
You'll win. Just don't wear anything. You'll win.
But I tweaked my back out last week, and I was having a minor freak out because I was like, how am I going to work out? But I just I let it rest and heal, and now I'm totally fine and back to doing doubles. So
good. Are you done with the 80K?
No, I'm a week behind because I didn't do it at UPW. So I'm doing peak week this week, and surprisingly, my body is like really loving the no fruit, the carb cycling.
Yeah.
So, which is weird because I love my fruit, but I'm loving the amount of food that I get to eat. So I think
Carbs are good.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I'm honestly surprised, but I'm leaving the end of the day to be when I have all my proteins and veggies and having my carbs in the morning, and so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
So Jen said it, no fruit, but it did her body wonders. Yeah, I can. I mean, that's kind of how you'll see on Countdown to Comp.
Yeah.
When you just start eating cod and broccoli for like 21 days, you'll realize that it's, yeah.
Melissa came over.
Till you see what happens.
Melissa came over to get some Energize because that's what I have at my house. And she's like, did you just cook cod? I'm like,
I bake it, and I bake a whole sheet of it now.
It was like, and afterwards I like walked outside and came back in. I'm like, oh, everything smells like cod in here.
Oh yeah. Well, good. Keep up the hard work. I'm glad you're back off an injury. Okay, guys, I won't keep you from your family, that encroachment of family time thing I talked about. And watch us all really quick. I don't know if it's going to kick me off here. It says I have a few minutes left. But one last thing I want to end on just about I think there's 4 or 5 of us from Tenaciously Fierce heading down to Riviera Maya. This is an amazing time for you guys to work your business as well. Just don't copy and paste other people's posts, but use that experience as like, hey, this Beachbody offers these awesome incentive trips. Next year, I'm going to be there. Use our pictures by all means, like those kind of things. Copy, put your own words to it, and really use it to boost your guys' business. If you guys need a little more help as far as like, what do I use? Like, I'm not even in this picture, why would I post it kind of thing. I can help give you little tidbits on how I did it my first year as a coach, watching everybody over there. And I can tell you one of the best engaging posts I had was, I'm so jealous. I'm going to be there next year. I'm absolutely not letting this opportunity slip between my hands. And who wants to help me get there? And that post blew up. So that's a first one. When you guys start seeing those pictures come through, put something like that in your own words and work our experience to your benefit. And I think you guys will get a lot of, possible. That's when a lot of the customers are willing to switch to coach conversion. Like, hey, can I do that too? So make sure you're planting that seed. Of course, I'll be working the whole time I'm there as far as the Beachbody side, as, all my customers, which I think I've said in the last couple live videos, I have very few customers. Because at the end of 30 days, I almost convert every single customer to coach with another challenge pack or bars for Success Club. And, if they're willing, I have a few that don't want to, but usually by this trip, I'm like, dude, I hardly work my business. I maybe put in an hour or 2 a day, and I'm taking a family of 4 to Mexico for free, all-inclusive resort. Like, you could do this on your lunch break. And then, that's when they're like, okay, what do I do? And I'm like, well, you should just buy with Bars on HD as a coach and then you get a discount. I make it very personal. I don't copy and paste those messages. I reach out to all those invites individually and specifically, but it's a big business builder for us during this time. So make sure, you bet, Jen, make sure you're utilizing me, Melissa, Kim, and Marie. I believe, I don't know if there's anyone else, but there's a ton of Diesel Nation coaches there too if you don't want to use us, okay? And that's what Melissa says too. Her box explodes for the business. Your inbox will flood. So if you flow your page with our photos of like, look at my team, look at my coach, look at, I'll be there next year. I'm already on my road to qualification. Guys, even if you're not, even if you've hit Success Club 1 month, you're on your road there. So that's not lying,
Mason sang that song again that I'm very done.
Okay, well, Mommy's almost done, and I'll come down and we'll take care of it. Can you please take your baseball gear off? Okay, guys, obviously I'm encroaching, so have a fabulous evening. If you want any help on any posts or anything like that, like I said, I'm here and I'm going to have one layover on the way there and back that I'm happy to answer any questions and get you guys going. You bet, Melissa. Anytime I can help out, I'm here to do so. Have a good night, guys. We'll chat soon.